Hey everyone, Radioactive here with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you the two new barrels for the Radson XL. You could consider this a bit of an expansion, a DLC if you want. The first of its kind. We have, of course, the Ultra Radson XL with its vague ultra colors. You could consider this the Ultra 8 if you'd like, considering it shoots 4 darts twice. Let's load this thing up. Now, there are still a couple of issues, which I'm not sure, which I wouldn't really consider them to be that big of an issue. You have to be very careful about the darts that you actually put into this thing. If they have a ton of this like flashing this extra glue, then the second set of darts may not actually fire that well. Let's go ahead. It's the first set of 4. Now the typical flick. There you go, and that is completely done. We also have this version over here. Now, this is actually the release variant. This is considered like a prototype. The frame is actually a little bit different. That's why I couldn't just put the new frame on the Radson XL that I keep for myself. Now, this one you can see we have filled up with normal Ultra. That fired just fine. And actually, I just forgot. Hold on. I need to check my drawer real quick and grab some of these Ultra. Ooh, sorry if you're shaking a little bit. So Ultra, if you want to use it, only load it. You can see there's some right there that may cause issues. If there's a ton, it'll still cause issues. But these Accurate Ultra specifically do not like to be put all the way in. That's why I only fired the first set of shots. If you put in Screamers or regular Ultra first and then fill the top in with Ultra, then you'll have a fine time. And then flick. Nope. Flick. These ones require a little bit more flick. And as you can see, this one didn't actually fire. It must have way too much on it. Yeah, you can see that the head itself is actually out a little bit. So if you were to get some Ultra that the heads are a little bit better, it would be perfectly fine to fire, but as it is, it doesn't really like it. And that's not really anything that I can help. Maybe a little bit more power, it would like it. But I would consider that Ultra that can be fired that out of an inline. And Ultra is already super difficult to work with just because it's so hard. It doesn't, there's no squish to it. You can't squeeze it into a barrel. If I make it so that the glue, every single time, the glue doesn't impact performance at all, then the darts are just going to fall straight through the barrel, and so they're going to fall straight out of the barrel. And then the second set of inline is just going to also fall through. It's a very difficult tightrope. I know that the Ultra lovers, they're going to consider it to be perfectly acceptable. They'll work with it. They know how to make Ultra work. And that's kind of my thought process here. Put it out into the world. work it the best that you can, put it out in the world. The people who love it, who love the ammo type, and there's only a few of them, are going to love it. The people who don't like the ammo type, they're not going to buy it in the first place. And it may be a bad mindset to have in this kind of realm right here, but I would rather have it out in the best way that I can make it than to not have it out at all. That's my thought process on that. Second barrel type that we have is N1. Now, this is the newest ammo type that Nerf has come out with. And actually, it performs pretty well. Let's start loading this. As you can see, 5 barrels. Loaded. 2 deep. Ooh. The blasters over here in the corner are shifting. It's actually really interesting. These are, once again, inlines. Performance is, I would consider it to be about the same as the 6x2, and honestly about the same as the Ultra as well. It's about 70 FPS on the first shot. Oh, that's funny. The lube has made a little bit of a pattern on the front of the plunger tube, or plunger head. So here we go, and head's got some power behind it. That's all of the darts. Now these are both going to be the same cost as the Mega cylinder is, or the Mega, not cylinder, the Mega barrel is, which is currently about $105. But if you consider 15% off with the current anniversary sale that I have going on, the birthday sale, you could get this for $85 to $90, plus shipping, of course. And I'm actually really, really happy with specifically how the N1 barrel turned out, but the Ultra, I'm also pretty happy with it. Once you have the darts worn in, it actually performs flawlessly. Brand new, just because of all that glue, it is going to have issues. That's just not something you can get around. You have to design to the limitations of what the ammo type can actually do. And that's just why you don't see all of these massive, super powerful MXL blasters. You don't see a ton of Ultra stuff, just shells. There are limitations that just make it not as good. At least not as good as something of similar size, like N1. It's a little bit smaller, it's a little bit shorter. Its barrel is, because it is a little bit, the darts are a little bit shorter, the barrel itself is a little bit shorter. There are just limitations you have to work with, and people who love Ultra are going to understand that. That's why I put it out. You, as a non-Ultra fan, and I feel like I keep giving excuses. As a non-Ultra fan, if you are like, oh, you should have made it work, or just not do it at all, do just one set of 4. People who love Ultra are going to understand, and they're going to love what the blaster is capable of. And it is capable. It is perfectly capable. I'll probably try and get some range shots somewhere in this eventually. Probably at the very end. So, like, yeah, of course, like I said, $105 normally. It's probably about $90 with the sale that's currently going on. About 70 FPS out of the first shot. Probably 75, 80 for the second shot. It's difficult. It's so difficult to chronograph shotguns. But I think that's all I really wanted to say. I am pretty happy with how these turned out. The the paint scheme. This is very, very N1 to me. Every time I look at it, I'm like, this is an N1 blaster. This is what N1 looks like right now. And this, a little bit less happy with this, but you make do with what you have. There's only really a couple things you can put the gold on. I guess I could have stenciled in the Ultra a little bit, and maybe, but Again, hope you enjoyed this. Remember to like and subscribe. There are definitely going to be more barrels that will come out eventually. I have a couple designed, but I doubt anybody's going to be super happy with them. We have, of course, ballistic ball, just ball. And then I did design the single shot mega. I just called it special because somebody special requested it. But we're going to go on a tangent real quick. So, the performance of single mega is actually really low. Like 80 to 90 FPS stock configuration. Even lower if you make it whirlwind mega. I had to get 100 FPS average, I had to go with the high power profile. So like double length spring. I had these somewhere around here. Oh yeah, here it is. Double length spring. Short plunger head so that the spring could fit. And like, I just feel like it's not worth it. So for the same amount of money that it would cost, just get triple mega for like 10 to 20 FPS less. That's just my thought process. Probably won't do the special, but it exists if you want to special request it. There's also Demolisher Rocket that I've been working on for a while. I have 7x3 half darts. That might be a thing that happens. The more barrels, the more print time. I'm sorry. I feel like I've gone on a long enough tangent. If you didn't know, at the beginning of October, so probably a few days before this video went through, I celebrated the 5th birthday, the anniversary of me opening my shop. It's been a really, it feels like just yesterday, but it also feels like an eternity. And to be where I am now, it's really, really exciting for me. It's one of the best years I've had so far, and I really thank you all for it. I really couldn't do it without the community. I couldn't live I couldn't be part of the hobby if the hobby didn't exist. So I thank you all. And I think that's where I'll end this video. Remember to like, subscribe, comment. Helps boost the algorithm, or so I've heard. I'm Radioactive, and I hope you have a great day. 5x2 in one dart. Pretty nice. 4x2 Ultra Screamer. Pretty good. And 4x2 Ultra. First for AcU Ultra. Second for normal Ultra. Not bad.